Hello everyone. Here I have a I'm sorry, not a ZX14. I had one of those. This is a concours 1400, 2008 model. Gonna be the same for the 08, 09 models. The 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16s are a little bit different when it comes to the plates, but they are basically the same, so you can follow with that too. But yes, how to change the battery on one of these. This particular one used to be my bike, but now I sold it to a friend, and it's been sitting for a while, so his battery's bad. So how to replace the battery, and that's what we're going to be doing today. All right, so stay tuned. All right, so if you're looking at the battery on the passenger side, I guess, or on the right side of the bike, has this cover. So this cover has to be come off, and this metal cover has to come off too. I started taking it off a little bit there. To do that, you need some tools. So let me let you know what the tools are. Okay, so you're going to be using a lot of Allen keys, basically. So a 5mm and a 6mm is what you're going to be using. A little extension to make it easier for you, and an 8mm bolt to remove the nuts, and also a 10mm, and that's about it. So let's get to it. All right, first you're going to remove that bolt right there, that Allen bolt. Remove that one. I already loosened it. I pop this cover in place. This actually has a rubber grommet there. So that's what you're looking at. One bolt and then one rubber grommet. Put it to the side and then start on the next. The next one you have 6mm Allen, and then I already loosened them up. And this one you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. So remove those off, and then remove this metal plate off. Okay, once you have the covers off, that's how the cover looks like. Nice metal plate. All your 4 bolts. Then that's how it looks like inside. So now you're starting to see the battery. You want to remove these bracket right here, these 2 bolts. You want to remove those. Those are 8mm. So remove those, and then you have more access to be able to remove it out. Okay, be right back. Okay, so once you remove that little bracket, drops down, allows the where it sits in to come out, and then there's the negative battery terminal that grabs here. You can remove it from here, or you can just remove the 10mm out, and then you can pull it out, and that way you leave it there. You see some corrosion. So that corrosion will have to be cleaned on the terminals. I'm going to be replacing the battery, but make sure the terminals are nice and clean. And here too, you want to make sure that's nice and clean in there too. So let me pull the battery out. Let me pull this bolt 10mm out right here. I'm using a regular 10mm. And then let me pull that out, and I'll get right back with you. Okay, once you remove that 10, and then it just slides out, you just take the cable, push it to the right a little bit, this one here, and the battery slides out. Obviously you got to disconnect this little terminal over here too, and the battery slides out. Right now the only thing holding it in place is this positive battery terminal. Remove the positive battery terminal, another 10mm, and then your battery is out. As you can tell, it's in my hand. Okay, so this is how she looks. Chevy, get the way. There's your battery on the floor. There's your hole. The battery goes. What you think, buddy? Yep. And there are your pieces. So that's the battery you want to go with. That's the group size, 14. So let me go grab a battery, and I'll be back. Alright, so this is the new battery that I'm going back with. Premium AMG power. Part number ESTX14. This is the Walmart version. This is what you can buy in Walmart. It's about $100 of tax. So that's it. So I'm going to go back with it. Stay tuned. Okay, so now I have it installed. 10mm here, 10mm here. Both nice and snug and tight. In my case, I do have a battery tender on it. I do recommend one of these. If you're not going to be driving the bike every week, put it on a battery tender. Definitely saves you big time headaches. And keeps the battery better, lasting longer. So anyway, that looks a little different from y'all's, but basically I just attached it to the positive and negative, and then this will come out and stick out a little bit. So yep, so that's connected. Make sure that when you put the battery in, you put the little brace cover, this little piece down here in the bottom, and the strap. You can do that, outside, and then connect it. So then after you have it like that, you can just slide it in place. Okay, so that's how it just slides in place. And then this little guy, you just twist it to where it's gonna be laid flat. And then you gotta, finish putting on the rest of the stuff. So the next thing you're gonna put on is a little bracket right here. So let me put that on. It's gonna be simple though. Two 8mm bolts back on, and then this connector right there. I'll explain it when I put it back. All right, stay tuned. All right, so when you get to this part, we got this bracket. That bracket pushes on the battery, keeps it in place without it moving. But before you put all that stuff on, I went ahead and put the bolts like just kind of on there. You connect your little blue harness here. Everything is connected, and you want to test, make sure the battery works and the bike turns on. So that's what you do. I got it in the on position there, and let's check it out. On there. All right, so she works. Once you know that's the case, go ahead and turn it off, and you can go ahead and keep going with your installation, which is, tighten these bolts back up right here. Make sure it's nice. Make sure this wire is tucked in. Make sure that negative terminal is connector there is nice and tight. Sometimes if you see a little bit of corrosion, you can actually take it out and clean it, put it back. I went ahead and did that over here too. So yeah, and then the rest of it is just putting the covers back on. But yeah, let me go ahead and start that. Okay, so now I put the metal cover on. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 Allen key bolts, and then you have one that is for the cover, for that cover right there. So Chevy. So you tighten those guys up first by hand, and then you can snug them in a little bit. There's no reason why you should tighten these down or torque them down to anything crazy. Just enough. Once you have them by hand, you give it about another half a turn with the ratchet, and that's about it. So that keeps your battery safe. If you fall, whatever, these bikes are over-engineered. They're really nice. The way they're done. I really enjoy driving it. When it was mine, me and my wife would do like 400-mile trips with it. So I ran the battery terminal tender through here, and that's just gonna drop down with the cover going over it like that. The last cover, which that's the cover there. All right, so let me go ahead and start putting that on. It's just one last bolt, but stay tuned. Okay, so there she goes, nice and tight. There's the cover back on, and that's your battery tender there. It's not in the way, and quick, easy to install. A lot of times I actually put them down here, but that's where my customer put it in before, so I left it right where he wanted, So yep, there's a little walk around of the bike, and if y'all want to see more videos of this particular bike, let me know, and I'll do some stuff on it, some spark plug changes or whatnot. So we put in the battery razors right here for the handlebars and some of the cruise control type situations there. And there's not much you have to do to these bikes. They come ready to go to do a lot of long trips, and they're fast. 1400 cc's, good bit of power. But yep. All right, guys. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.